Whole lot going on. A whole lot, and Cookie ain't saying very much.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 5, episode 10 of Empire. We are coming back after our wintertime break. And like I said, Cookie isn't saying a whole lot. You know, we found out right before we went on break that Kingsley belongs to Lucius. And Cookie is just not saying nothing about it at all. And I'm like, she's going to snap out at some point. But anyway. So first thing is first, we see Cookie and Lucius. And she told him basically, with everything that's going on and all of this stuff, Kingsley needs to be taken down. And I don't care whether he is your son or not. Are you with me or no? And of course, Lucius is like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, cool. So let's get busy. Then we see Jamal and Kai. Kai's still on his whole, I'm over Kai. I'm over Kai. It's still this whole thing, he has such an issue with the way the Lions do things. And just a lot of this pushing and pulling. And it just seems a lot of this like he wants Jamal to choose him over his family. And he wants to leave and he wants to go back to London. And I'm like, Jamal, what are you going to do? Anyway, so he says, are you going to be my husband or are you going to be their son? And he's like, I'm going to be both. I'm going to be both because that's what I do. They had a meeting and they were saying, they needed Kai to actually, Kai, if he released the story so he could help to get to the bottom of some things, and he has some leads. And Kai was saying, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved. He didn't want help. And he says, listen, even if you don't want to help my family, you need to help Becky because Becky is innocent. Becky hasn't done anything to anyone. Becky is good. And that in turn made Kai actually help out. Kai never told Jamal that he was going to help, but Kai went. It was so goddamn funny. He went with Lucius and Andre, and they had found out that there was an old intern named Mr. Ross that used to work for Lucius. And when they went through all of the stuff, they figured out that he was the one who actually leaked Lucius's passwords to Kingsley. Kingsley created the bad emails and all of that. They were all fake and phony. And that's how he blasted it. And in return, Kingsley did something to make him blow up. So he was actually had done blew up and went viral on a couple things that had gotten popular and had his whole own life. Boy, maybe they went to see this man, honey, and the man was talking good shit to them. I don't know nothing and this, that, and the other, and I don't know what you talking about. And Kai was talking all nice to him. And Kai was like, okay, no problem, whatever. And he's like, well, there's nothing we can do. And he's ready to leave. And Lucius said, okay, well, you did it your way, Kai. Now we're going to handle it from here. Baby, that Andre snatched that little fat fucker, honey, and twisted him up and turned him up out and hung him out that window by his feet, baby. It was like, you know anything? And he was like, oh, my God. He finally came on and told it all, baby. He sang like a canary. And Kai was just sitting there looking at him. And Kai, I was looking at him. He looked like he wanted to throw up his breakfast. It was so funny. So funny. I said, oh, Kai, just shut up. This is how they do. This is what they do. This is the Lion family. They get shit done. You trying to be nice. Anybody got time for that? Moving on. So Cookie actually had spoken with her sister. I think Candace is, I think her name, the oldest one, where they wasn't speaking on with the nutball son. Child, she told her, she says, Cookie was trying to get ready to go. She said, I ain't doing all that. We ain't been talking. Stuff is going down. You need me. You need your sister, and I'm here, and that's it. And it was squaw. See, I'm down with that. I think because I'm not of that nature. I'm not of that nature. So when I do see the bond like that, I love it. I really do. I love it. I really love when people can actually really put things aside and get down to business. Um, yeah, I just think that just it touches me because again, I'm evil and I do have a problem with holding grudges, and I'll be like, look, fuck you, child. So I just love that when that happens. I was like, damn, I damn near cried when that part came up. But I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. So moving on. Jamal and Becky were going back and forth. They both depressed, and Jamal was like, I got something that'll cheer you up. He played this song for her. And she's like, oh, that's a bop. I like it. So she's dancing. And he's like, right? He says, it's a feel good song. You can't be depressed with that song around. And she's like, no, not at all. And then they were talking some more. And he gets talking about Kai. And he said, maybe you can be depressed with the song. He cuts it off. She says, well, why haven't you released this song? Like, what you waiting on to release it as a single? He tells her, that's not for me. I wrote that for someone else, for one of his artists. She's like, no, baby, that says Jamal Lion all over it, and you need to be releasing it. So she said, I got an idea. You come on. So Becky came up out of her depression and started doing what she do. Because see, she was so down, saying, I'm gonna mess around and end up having to work at the damn hair store, with all of this stuff. Nobody's gonna ever give me a shot again, you know. So she ended up setting something up, and they actually went down to the Urban Arts High School, and Jamal did an impromptu performance. And so in that moment, the two of them both defeated their depression. Okay, rah rah, sis kumbal, that was cute. Cool. I mean, this is what they do. That's what the program is about. Moving on. Kingsley then ends up having this meeting with Lucius. And Lucius rolls up on him and he says, listen, this is what you're going to do. I know what you did. I straightened it all out. You can either sign this document admitting to the fuck shit that you did, and let's move forward. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Or I can go and get a switch and give you the ass whooping publicly that you've never gotten and that you're never going to forget. And Kingsley just kind of looked at him, and he signed the paper, balled it up, and then told him, he says, I took the thing that you valued most, and I toyed with it and did it better than you, which makes me better than any of the lions, and threw the paper on the floor. I was like, oh, he is so much like, he is so arrogant. So arrogant. He's more like Lucius than all those boys. He really is. He's just vicious. But he has that cower. He has a cower. There's a little punk inside of him. So that's the thing that kind of separates him from the rest of the lions. But baby, he's just as vindictive and vicious as his daddy ever was. Ever was. So then we go, and Cookie actually goes and sees Kingsley's mother, Tracy. She goes see White Tracy, honey, up in the hospital, and they have a little woman to woman. And baby Tracy tried to talk to Cookie real crazy, like she got the short end of the stick, and Cookie got the good end, and this, that, and the other. She told, let me tell you something. I didn't have it easy, girl. You crazy? She said, I was locked up for 17 years behind Lucius, okay? And your white ass was out here being a damn crackhead and carrying on. And she was like, well, I actually was pregnant before y'all ever got together. She was like, okay, fine, good. And she's like, I'm out. She was like, oh, so that's it? That's all you wanted to know? You didn't want to know no more after that. Child Cookie listened to some of that mess she said, and then, like I said, told her, girl, I ain't have it easy, and neither did you. So Tracy said, well, I guess we both lost then. I guess the day Cookie, he said, I guess the day Lucius met Cookie wasn't a good day for anybody after all. Hattie and Cookie looked at her and went stomping on out of there because she knew it was the truth. It was the truth. I said, mm-hmm. Everything, all roads lead back to Lucius Lyon and his bullshit. And though they both, I guess they both was in love with him, Lucius really ain't been good for nobody. Lucius is a problem. But whatever. That's what love will make you do, honey. That's what makes, oof, it's a mess. It is. It's a mess. Love make you do all kind of stupid stuff and stupid decisions. But anyway, moving on. Jamal and Andre run into Kingsley, and they have a little back and forth. And he's like, I'm not, they told him he is not a lion and he need to go ahead and just go away quietly. And he's like, dig this. Nature versus nurture. Let's see who wins. And Jamal looked at Andre and said, that sounds like a threat. He gonna say, you damn right it is. I said, oh, he ain't going away. I said, here we go. Let's go. They're gonna fight some more. So then they had this little welcome back party thing for Lucius. And in the midst of Lucius doing, his regular speech, yes, lions forever, and this, that, and the other, and he's doing the whole woo, 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 woo. And Cookie stepped in and started talking to the people and telling them it's not really just about us. It's not that we just take and take and take and take. It's about you all as well, the whole company, everybody working there. Lucius was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, girl, all right, cool. Woo, 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 right. And I said, oh, Cookie, your wheels are spinning. Your wheels are spinning. What's going on, Cook? And I'm like, I think she's literally starting to see the bigger picture. She's starting to see the bigger picture. That truly, some of what Andre says has to take place. They got to start doing shit differently. Or they're going to keep on getting the same results. It's always going to be tumultuous. It's always going to be a problem. If you keep doing things dirty and underhanded, it ain't never going to always turn out good because that's just not the way things work. It's called karma and it exists. It's really a real thing. But anyway, so then throughout this episode, that damn Maya, remember Maya staying at the house? She keep running into Hakeem. We keep seeing her running into Hakeem. All I can say about that situation is uh-oh. And let's move on. So then we have a scene with Jamal and Kai. And Kai is all packed up and he's ready to go. And he told Jamal, my plane leaves at so and so a time. Like within a couple hours, he had to leave. And he told him, he said, you're nothing like them. And he ends up telling them, I went with your dad and your brother and I helped them and to straighten this all out. That's why everything's good with y'all now. I did help. I went. He's like, oh, okay. And but right before that, Lucius had told him he's a good man, Jamal. He's a good man. So he was like, cool with everything. And he went, and that's when Kai told him, you're not like them. Let's just go home. Let's just go back to London. And he told me, he says, listen, he says, I can't just write off my family. I am a lion. The lions are going to be who the lions are going to be. There's nothing I can do about it. And I'm tired of apologizing about being who I am. I'm just tired of doing that. Hey, and that guy looked at him and was like, okay, fine. Took his ring back and went on out the door, baby. They both was crying and snotting. And I was like, bye, Kai, bitch. See ya. I know you hurt Jamal, but bye, Kai. See you. The hell out of here. Love is good and that's cute and all that, but don't be trying to make me choose between my family and you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, so he had to go. Then they have the whole little party. Okay, they're having this little party. And shit was going down. Child. Hakeem is performing. Him and Maya on stage. Tiana's in the audience. Tiana gets jealous. I said, shut up, Tiana. She's another one. I'm about tired, about sick of her. She got all jealous. And she should be. Like I said, Maya and Hakeem, I said, uh-oh. Then there was this whole little situation where Cookie and Lucius were talking, and Cookie's like, whatever. Just whatever. She's just like disgusted. She had this badass dress on. Dress was bad. Like it fit her like somebody spray painted it on her. It was so sharp. It was like a silver and it was like a muted kind of color, and it was just kind of blending in with her, and it was just sparkly and beaded. It was just fabulous. I loved it. But anyway, it was a whole lot without being too much, which is strange for her because Cookie be out there with the fashions. Um, then his phone rings, and it's like Kingsley. She's like, oh, God, here we go again with this now. So Kingsley and Lucius end up they meet up in the studio. And Kingsley's like, basically talking shit to Lucius again and telling him basically like he wasn't going away. And they're talking, and in the midst of it, he tells him, I'm erasing your files right now as we speak of all your old music. I'm erasing the files. So Lucius is like, whatever, Kingsley. What is the problem? What has got you so hurt? I mean, I've apologized. I understand. I didn't know you exist. If I knew you exist, you're my child. I wouldn't have done you wrong like that. I didn't know you existed. You know what I mean? What do you want from me? So he gonna say, yeah, you seem like you real unbothered because everybody know that everybody good always got a backup. But don't think that I'm stupid enough not to know about your backup files in London. He's like, whoop, look at that song. I remember that one. Me and my friends used to dance to that. Look at it. Ooh, it's going bye-bye. And he's clicking and checking out and sees his real shit being erased. He's like, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? And they go on and on, and then they go back and forth, and he basically tells them, you're a lion. Instead of tells him the things that he wants to hear, gives him all that dad stuff. And he stopped the program from erasing the stuff. And I was like, okay. And he ends up going ahead and he walks on off. And I said, so what's he going to do now? Is Kingsley going to kill himself? Because he's weak like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kingsley goes and kills himself. Again, they're twisting us up, is what they're doing about this. Remember the casket. Don't forget about the casket, guys. Don't lose sight of the casket because we still don't know who's in the casket. And I think this is what they're doing. I think they're twisting us up to get us all confused. But it's like, okay, whatever. I'm like, Lee Daniels, just some good shit. You're doing really good here with this. I'm liking it. So then we see Andre and his girlfriend. They're actually leaving the party. And as they're driving, she says, your nose is bleeding, Andre. And then it started like coming more. I'm like, oh my God, Andre's hemorrhaging. So she's like, stop the car. They do stop the car. And she's calling for paramedics. I'm like, oh God. So we got Andre hemorrhaging. And then Lucius and Cookie are home by this time. And they're having a conversation. And Cookie's reading the shit out of him and telling him, like I said earlier, about karma. And that empire was built literally on other people's pain. And at some point it has to stop. We're not never gonna get nowhere. It's gotta stop somewhere. And that's where it actually cut out at. I was like, okay, this was cool. This was a good episode. Y'all know I was real iffy at the very beginning of this season. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all ears, and I want to see what's going to happen. So, with that, I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Later.